Good morning, all. Today we have started the completed DDL commands. That is create, alter, drop, truncate. Okay.
Rename.
One more is rename. Remember? Okay. So today we are going with the new topic, that is DML commands. So under DML commands, we have the insert, delete, merge, update. So what is this DML commands means? It is used to handle the data in database objects. Explicit commit will fire. It is used to perform or manipulate on database. DML commands deal with the data only. Okay. So DML commands will deal with the data only. And DML commands are slower. So insert means it is used to insert new records or new rows into the data on existing database table. It is used to insert the data into table. To insert data into table, you should first available in the database and below are the ways. Okay, there are some ways into insert the data into the table using the insert command. Okay, insert command supports all columns. Okay, to insert the data into the all the columns, you can use the insert command. So default syntax for the insert is insert into table name values, value 1, value 2, value 3, like this you can give. 1 minute, people are joining. 1 minute. Okay. So insert default syntax is insert into table name values, value 1, value 2, value 3, like this. How many columns are there in the table? These many values you have to pass. Suppose table having the 20 columns, so then you have to pass the 20 values here. Okay. Insert into table name values, value 1, value 2, value 3, like that. How many columns are there? These many values you have to pass first. Okay. We are going to create one table and insert the data into the table. So create table XX STU details underscore 21. I will take this date. So in the table, I am having the columns serial number, S name, branch, date, mobile, email with the column names and data types size. Okay. So column name is S number and data type number data type S name varchar2 of 20, branch varchar2 of 20, joining date, date format, date data type, mobile it is a number, and email also varchar2 of 20. And here these are the data types and these are the columns and these are the size of the data type here we are mentioning. For number data type it is optional, you can either mention or not required. Okay, but varchar2 you have to mandatorily mention the size, that it is not required. So now the table is created. Once the table is created, how will you check it? Describe using the describe command. You can call this table name. So you'll get the information of the table, what are the columns and data type here. Now we want to insert the data into this table. So we'll insert using the insert command. Insert into, this is the table name, values. You can get how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns are there. So we have to pass the 6 values here. Okay, serial number 1 I am passing, and name I'll pass A here. Next is we have the branch. So you can say CSC branch. Okay. Next, joining date is there. So joining date I'll take as is date. Okay. So today data means it will use the sys date. Okay. After that, we have the mobile column. So that will give some number. Okay. Any number you can give. And after that, we have the email column. abcd@abc.com something, whatever it may be. So how many columns are there here? 6 columns are there. So that I am passing the 6 values here. 1A, CSC, sysdate, mobile number, email ID. So now one record is inserted here. So one row is inserted. When it is successfully inserted row record into the table, then you will get the one row inserted. Suppose I want to insert another record, then consider 2, 3, and same many number here. Okay, something like this. So now how many records inserted? 2 records are inserted into this table. Okay, so next one more record I am going to insert. So here what I will do, instead of the sysdate, okay, first I will change this serial number 3, C, and branch triple E I will take. Here instead of the sysdate I will pass the some date column. Okay, that is 21. You can say 20 March 25. Okay, from mobile number you will give some random number. So one more record is inserted. Okay, now we need to use the commit command or not. Okay, so now I inserted 3 records into the table. How will you check? Select the start from our table name. Now 3 records are inserted. Okay, so once after inserting the records, what I have to do? Either I have to save the data into the table permanently into the database, or you can use the rollback command. Okay, so without that, what will happen? Suppose if I close this browser, this window, what will happen? Data is not going to store into the database. Okay, so to save the permanently, what is the commit command? Okay, either you can use the commit command like this, or you can have the commit command here. This is the commit button, or else you can use the commit, control enter here. So now the data is permanently stored into this table. Okay, so whenever we are inserting the data inside into the table, so for the number data type, there is no need of the single quotes here. But whereas the varchar to compulsory, you have to pass the single quotes. Same way, if it is a date, so if you are taking the sys date, there is no need to mention the single quotes. So whereas you are directly mentioning the date here, 20 March 25 like this. So then you have to mention in the single quotes. Okay. So check this table. Now we have the data. See this. This is the joining data. First two records were inserted with using the sys date. So that 21 March 25 it is mentioned. Whereas third record we mentioned the 20 March 25. Okay. So this is the commit is the TCL command. Transaction control command. We call it as a transaction control command. So whenever any DML operations are using, so after that you have to either you have to use the commit or rollback. That is TCL commands you have to use them compulsory. Otherwise data will not be stored into the database. So now insert into, we are doing the insert into table name values like that we are giving and giving the all the values for the existing columns in this table. Suppose I want to mention for the specific columns only. Okay, insert command supports into specific columns only. Okay, so then how will is the syntax? Insert into table name, then you have to mention the column names, column 1, column 2, column 3, like that, values, value 1, value 2, value 3. So default is, suppose if you want to insert the all the column values, then you can use the insert into table name values. After that, all the column values you have to pass. Suppose 10 columns are there, 10 values you have to pass it. But suppose if you want to insert into few columns data, then you have to follow this syntax. Insert into table name. That is, after that, in the brackets, column 1, column 2, column 3, values, value 1, value 2, value 3, like this. Okay. So in the above table now, I don't want to insert the mobile number and email. Only name, number, serial number, name, branch, and joining date I want to insert. Remaining two columns I want to left it black, or else I don't have the mobile number and email address of the person. So that simply I can use like this. Insert into table name. This is our table name. And what are the columns we need to insert? S number, comma, S name, comma, and this is the branch and J date. Okay. So I am mentioning clearly what are the columns I have the values for that columns only. I am taking here. So after that values. Okay. I am going to give 4 comma serial number and I'll give name as a D here. And after that we have the branch. Branch you can say mechanic. Okay. After that joining date. Joining date I'll give as a this date. Now how many columns I have taken here? 4 columns I have taken here. For that I am passing the 4 values. But table contains how many columns? This table contains 6 columns. But I am giving only, I am having the data for the 4 columns only. That 4 columns data I am inserting using this. Insert into table name and column names I am mentioning. After that values I am providing here. So one row is inserted. Check this table, select star from table. Now the record is inserted here. Fourth record, see this. Only 4 columns values are there and mobile number and email null it is there. Okay. So like that I can insert if you want to insert into single column, then only you can mention insert into table name, that column name and value you have to mention it. Suppose same thing I am going to insert another record. So here I want to mention only, I will mention only serial number and name only. Okay. Then how many here? So 5. The E I will mention. And remaining, I'll remove it. Okay. Only 2 columns data I am passing to this table so that record is going to inserted here. Okay. Now how many records are there? 5 records are there. Okay. Now I already inserted the values into this table, but some of them are having the full details. These 3 rows having the complete details, but these 2 rows having minimum values in this, means minimum records are there, not complete column values are there. Suppose I want to fill the remaining values also, then how can I do? So here you can consider the insert into or once it is row is inserted, then how will you update these columns?
Update.
Using the update command. Okay. So these columns are already, this is the complete row. So one row, after inserting the one row, again you cannot insert using this to fill these 2 columns. So you cannot use the again this values here and putting it again mobile number and email, means it will be going to insert as a new record, but I want to insert only these 2 columns, so then I have to use the update command. Okay. Later I will explain how to use this update. Now we will concentrate on this insert statement, how we are going to use this insert statement. Okay. So if you want to use the insert the all the columns, so then simply insert into table name and values. All the values you have to provide like this. Okay. If you want to specify the single column, then you can give the column names like this: serial number, SNAME, branch, joining date. Values you have to pass it. Okay. So now how many ways completed? We have completed 2 ways. One is total column values we are inserting. Another is we can insert whatever the column values we want to insert. These many columns only you can consider in the insert statement and only pass the values for that columns. Okay. So now what I have to do? Either I have to use the rollback or commit. I will use the commit to save the data into this table. The data is stored permanently into this table. Okay. Now we have learned 2 ways. Another way, suppose I want to insert the records using the another table. Okay. So inserting the records using the records of another table. So for that we will create one table first. Okay. So create table xxemp test underscore 100. Okay. Again 21. So with the column names employee number data type. Okay. Name, ename varchar2 of 20, job varchar2 of 10, manager number data type 4, and hire date, that is date data type. Okay. While writing the code also you can, to understand easily like this, you can maintain the syntax or code writing. Okay. So that will be easy to understand now. Okay. Create table, table name and column names here, employee number and number data type of size 10, ename varchar2 of 20, job varchar2 of 10, manager number of 4, hire date format only, and date data type, salary number of 10, commission number of 10, department number, that is also number 2 here. Okay. So with this I am going to create a table. Why I'm creating? So already I'm having the employee table in the database. Okay. So select star from EMP means I'm having the same columns here: employee number, ename, job, manager, hire date, salary, commission, department number. Same columns I'm taken and created another table. Now in this table I don't have the any records inserted in the our table, newly created table. So here there is no data now. So I want to insert the data using this employee table. Okay, into this newly created table. Now in this there is no data. In this employee table I am having the data. This data I want to insert into this new table. How can I insert? Using there is a syntax to copy one table to another table data. That is insert into new table name, select star from existing table name or old table name. Now you can tell insert into what is our new table name? XXEMP test 100 underscore 21. Select star from EMP. That is our existing table. So EMP, how many records are there here? 14 records are there. If you see this, all rows special 14 in, means in this employee table we are having the 14 records. These 14 records now I am going to insert into this new table using this insert into new table name, select star from EMP. 14 rows inserted now. Check this table. Then 14 records available in this new table also. Okay. So like this, we can insert the data into the table using this. Either you can give the all the values using the insert statement or specific values into the using the specific columns data. That is second method. And third method we are using this using the another table records. So we have the other table details. So the table details same inserted into this our new table. So once after inserting, we'll use the commit command. Okay. So now because all here it is in the new table, I am having the same columns. Employee table I am having the 8 columns and new table also I am having the 8 columns, so that it is accepted insert into this command is accepted and inserted the data as it is in this table. So I want to see the structure, then describe EMP means. So these columns are same here. Okay. Describe our new table also. So this is also same number of columns it is there. But suppose I am having a less number of columns, but I want to insert from the employee table. So I'll create one more table with another name. Create table XXEMP test 200 underscore 21 with the same employee number, ename, and here job, joining date. Manager here I am not taking, and salary, department number. So here I am missing what are the columns I am taking only employee number, ename, job, hire date, salary, department number, and here manager and commission I am not considering here in this table. So now the table is created, but I want to insert the data. Either you can use the insert into table name values. You can provide the 6 column values at a time, or you can give the insert into some specific column data. But I want to insert using the employee table data here. Okay. So then how can I insert? insert into
indicating a specific
huh? చెప్పండి.
Specify the column.
Right. Specific columns, sir. With the specific columns and select start from old table.
Yes, correct. Okay, insert into our table name. Okay. Here you will mention the specific columns. Okay. After that, values I will mention, but I want to use the existing table. So then how can I use that? Sorry, I'll mention the employee number, e-name, job, I-date, comma, salary, comma, DEPT number. These many columns I have to insert. Okay. So if you want to manually insert, you can use the insert into this table name values you can use, and you can provide these column values. But I don't want to provide manually, so I want to use existing table. So that select. Shall I take star from EMP? Insert into our table name. I'm taking the column names here. If I take select star from EMP, what will happen? So here the columns are less and here the columns are more. So it will throw the error. That means too many values error it is getting. Because we are having the 6 columns here, but in this table I am having the 8 columns. So that I have to mention the same column names here from this also. Instead of the select star. Okay, select star from EMP. I have to mention the column names here. Okay, insert into new table name, and within this brackets you are using the columns and select employee number, e-name, job, hired, salary, department number from EMP table. So that what will happen? Only these many columns values only inserted into this table. Before that, we'll see whether data is there in this table. There is no data. So now I'm going to insert this. How many records inserted? 14 records inserted. Now you can check this. Data is coming here. Okay. So like this, we can insert the data into table in different ways. Okay. So one more table I will create with the another. I want to insert from this table, existing table. So create table XX INS EMP temp underscore 21 I am creating. Okay. So same columns I have taken where as the previous table only here. So now the table is created. Now I want to insert the data from this existing table into this table. Okay. And then select. Is there any data? So only we create a table. So there will be no data. So now I want to use this table. So this is the table. Previously we inserted data using that. Now both the tables are same. Then I can insert into this XX underscore INS underscore EMP underscore temp underscore 21. Select star from all table name. Okay. So here what it is saying? Not enough values. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Here it is having the how many columns? 7 columns are there. Okay. But in this table I am having the 6 columns only. Then how can I pass this? Okay. So I want to use this table, but here the columns are new table in this table XXINCEMP temp 21, I am having the 7 columns here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. But whereas in the this table I am having only 6 columns. So, but I want to pass this table data to this new table. How can I pass this? So if I say insert into new table name, select star from existing table name, it is throwing the error. Why? Because there is a column difference is there. So then how can I insert? Using the column names I have to mention here, or select star from EMP, and you can mention one more extra column name, that is you can pass the null value here. Either you can mention the column names here. EMP number, ename, job, hide date, salary, commission, and DEPT number. So these many columns. For that we have to pass the values. So I'll select from this table same all the columns I will select. But I am not having the commission column here. Okay, in this table I am not having the commission column. So that what I have to do, I'll pass null here. Okay. Is it possible? Okay. Select employee number, ename, job, hire date, salary. But for the commission column, I am not having the column in this table. Okay. So for that, I am passing simply null, so that data is inserted into our new table. Okay. Like this, whenever there is a column, less columns are there. In place of that, simply you can pass the null values using the null. So see this column having the all the null values here. If you want later, we can update the column with some values also. But initially, so I want to use this existing table data, so that same column names I have taken here. Whatever the column name is not there, in place of that, I am using the null here. Okay. So like this, you can insert the values into another table. So if you have the extra columns, so then you can suppose if you want to insert this data into this table in the reverse order. Suppose you are having the data in this table now. So you want to insert into this table, but columns are in this table. We are having the 7 columns. In this table, we are having the 6 columns only. Then we have to remove the one column, that is commission column. We have to remove and insert using this statement. I'll show this one. Control C. So here I want to insert this one. Now if I try to use this method, insert into EMP test 200 underscore 21. But in this, I am not having the commission column. So I'll remove this commission column. But now here, select a EMP number, ename, job, hired. Here it is the commission column is there. Okay. Now if I want to use this command, so what will happen? It is having the too many values. Here it is having only 6 columns, but in this table I am having the 7 columns, so that it is throwing the error. So then how can I insert? So either you can remove this column, commission column, then it is going to insert records into this table. Okay. So simply you can check that. Now it should be double the count here. Okay. Now 28 records are there here. Okay, so like this you can insert the data into another table using the insert command. So here what I am doing, initially I am creating